everyone. Welcome in for another Monday Midday Cruise Q&A. Appreciate you guys being here. I am RacQuelle from MHFamilyAdventures, and if you guys don't know, we are a cruise vlogging family. I always say that. And I like to go live on Mondays to answer any cruise questions that you may have. So appreciate you guys being here. Feel free to, as you come in, first off, hit that like button for us. That lets YouTube know that people are interested in this live stream, and we'll share it out to get more people to join in on the live stream. And feel free to drop your cruise questions in the chat. Now, if you aren't familiar with us, I've been on 67 cruises since 2019, have cruised pretty much all of the major cruise lines, and also the owner of Major Adventures Travel Agency, where we focus solely on cruises. And so if you are also looking to plan your next cruise adventure, feel free to reach out to us. We would love to help you. But today's Monday Midday Cruise Q&A is a cruise Q&A. So any question you might have about cruising, I'll do my best to answer that. If I don't have the answer, I'll try to come back next Monday. Actually, not next Monday. We don't have a cruise Q&A next Monday because I have something else going on next Monday. So stay tuned for that, but we will go live the following Monday. So if I can't answer your question, most cruise questions I can answer. But if I can't, then I'll try to come back the following week to answer your question. So I appreciate you guys being here. Hope you can hear and see me okay. Let's see who we have here. Let me make sure I'm live on Facebook. I think we are. Hopefully. Yes, we are live on Facebook. Appreciate you guys watching from Facebook. But let's see. Let's welcome in. First person in, M. Stewart. Appreciate you being here. Thanks for popping in. Savvy Voyage is welcome to you. It says hello. Happy Monday to everyone. Hope everyone is off to a good day. It's been a good day here in Ohio so far. I've been very busy. Guys, Mondays are actually my days off from the agency, but it feels like it's never a day off. So I was able to run some errands this morning and got back right on my computer. So after this, I plan to just break for the rest of the day because it is technically my day off. But I love coming here to answer your cruise questions on Monday. Welcome in, Michael. Appreciate you being here. Lida Shay, good morning or good afternoon to you. Cassandra, welcome in. DT Cruiser, hello to you. Happy Monday. Amber, welcome in. Let's see here. Michael has the first question. He says, in a future video or short, can you reveal your loyalty status for each one? I feel like you asked that question a lot. And I guess I'm trying to figure out why is that an important question? What my loyalty status is for each cruise line. Now, let me tell you this. Out of all of the cruises that I've been, I can tell you that Carnival is my highest loyalty status. And the other, so you have to consider this when you are a content creator. So you might see me cruise quite a bit on different lines, but if it is a cruise that maybe I was hosted on or the cruise line covered for me to create content, I may not earn loyalty points. So my statuses, which I honestly do not keep track of because the loyalty doesn't matter to me. As you guys know, I cruise all the cruise lines. So I'm not the type that's working to get to a certain status with each cruise line. So I honestly can't even keep track of where I am with each cruise line, but they're probably not as high as you think they are because, like I said, some of our sailings are hosted or sponsored, and a lot of times with those, you don't get those loyalty points. But I feel like you have asked that question a few times. But no, it's not my intention because for me, what I share, what I put out there is information about cruising, how to cruise, answering questions about cruising, first time cruiser, that type of thing, family, solo cruising, budget friendly cruising, and for me to post a video about my loyalty status, it would sound like I'm bragging, and that's not really my style. So I probably will not create a video like that. But thanks for asking. Beauty Queen says, sending love from Vegas. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm glad you were able to make this live. And everyone that's here, I appreciate you guys being here as well. Gloria Jackson, welcome in. Jaretha, welcome in. Beautiful Monday. Yes, it is a beautiful day. Now here in Ohio, we've had like 80-degree days for the past few days. And today decided to, we woke up to 32 degrees. I think the high is like 60. So not terrible, but still a little chilly for me. But it's beautiful outside today. Debbie Lynn, welcome in. Par, welcome in. I think we have another question. And guys, if you're just now popping in, please again hit that like button for us and drop any cruise questions that you may have. And this cruise Q&A is not really about MH Family Adventures. It's just about answering questions that you may have as either a cruiser or an upcoming cruiser or somebody that's wanting to try cruising for the first time that just may have some general questions. Par says, "Hello, happy Monday. How much are MSC sodas? Trying to contemplate the drink package." So I talk about MSC a lot, and actually, I think tomorrow's Tuesday, where I kind of give more informative vlogs on Tuesday. I think it's going to be about MSC and some of the deals they have right now. Um, MSC, and this is pretty much for all cruise lines, on average, you're going to spend between $3.50 and $4 per can of soda. MSC does not allow you to carry sodas, wine, water, or anything on the ship. So pretty much you get with what you pay without the drink package. You're just getting the filtered water at the buffet. They do have like teas and coffee and like lemonade and some juices, but I can tell you that MSC sometimes is notorious for not refilling those. So it's almost like, and I've had some concerns from clients that they've gone to the buffet and it was, they needed to refill the concentration, and sometimes they don't. So you're kind of stuck with that if you don't have a drink package. A lot of times MSC will have the drinks Wi-Fi as part of the promotion. And a lot of times when you compare that to what the regular price is, it is a better value to have it, especially if you're going to have Wi-Fi, because Wi-Fi can be expensive. So for instance, I actually just booked someone this morning on MSC Seaside, 4-day cruise. I think it was like maybe $600 or so for two people. Just cruise fare only, but it was $900 with drinks and Wi-Fi. And so both adults in the cabin will get the premium drink package, which will give you 15 alcoholic beverages within a 24-hour period, and you get unlimited bottled water, soda, soft serve ice cream, specialty coffee, all of that. And when you look at the cost of the Wi-Fi would easily be $100 per person or close to $100 per person for one device. So to add on an additional $100, they could get the drink package, which if you don't drink alcohol, I get it. But sometimes when you add up the number of bottles of water you may want or need, because if you get off the ship, I mean, unless you have a refillable water bottle, you're going to want to take water off the ship. You're going to spend a lot more. So kind of ask yourself, how much do you drink? Is it worth it to you? And if you're going to have Wi-Fi, it's almost always better to just package it when you book. Something else to know about MSC is it is a challenge to try to change your promotion after you've booked. So I've had clients that would book cruise fare only and then later on see the value of having drinks and Wi-Fi. And a lot of times they won't let you change. So they're not like other cruise lines where when a promotion comes out, you could easily just call in and have it changed. They're not like that. It's a process. Now, they won't necessarily say no, but they'll tell you, we have to escalate this to this team, this department. It could take 2 weeks for us to respond. So I like MSC. I cruise with MSC. MSC is a partner, but I can tell you that their back end office is a pain, big pain. So, and that's probably one of the biggest complaints with travel agents is just trying to make changes and do things with them. Sometimes they give you the runaround. So I would say if you're going to drink more than a couple of sodas or bottles of water per day, it might work better for you to do the drink package. Loretta says, hello from San Antonio, Texas, where it's windy. Welcome in. Keelings Travel says, good afternoon to everyone. Anshay, welcome in. Amber Sellers, welcome in, says, how do you feel about Valor Ship? It's my second time going on it. And what are different ways from getting seasick? I was on bottom floor last time. All right, so Carnival Valor, I sailed on Carnival Valor. It's probably been 3 years out of New Orleans. If you guys aren't familiar with that, we did a girls' trip on Carnival Valor. No big complaints about it. It is an older ship. It is also a high price ship only because that is the only Carnival ship leaving out of, I think it's the only one still leaving out of New Orleans. So when you look at Carnival Valor is the sister ship to like Carnival Liberty. When you look at the cost of Carnival Liberty compared to Carnival Valor is a lot higher. And also Conquest, they're all in the same class. Conquest, Liberty, Valor, Freedom, they're all kind of in the same class. And the cost is a lot higher on Valor because it's a hot commodity, because it's the only Carnival ship sailing out of there. Not a bad ship. I would sail on it again. It wouldn't be my first pick for a Carnival ship. But it's not a bad ship. I don't recall us having a bad time or anything. But as far as being seasick, the best thing to do to avoid being seasick is first off to look at your cabin placement. I would not recommend a guaranteed cabin if you are someone who is prone to being seasick, because you more than likely will be assigned to the front of the ship, because those are usually the last cabins to go. Every now and then you may be upgraded because somebody canceled, or they'll put you, some random spot where there happens to be one cabin. But I would say not to book a guaranteed cabin. and you really should be midship and lower on the ship. I can't tell you how many times I've had clients or people try to debate me on this, that they've heard it's better to go higher. It is not. The higher you are on the ship, you have to think about where the water level is. If you are right in the middle of that, where the ship is, and you're lower, you're going to feel less movement than if you're up higher or if you're at the aft or the forward of the ship. So definitely look at your cabin placement. But also, before you get on the ship, I recommend wearing some sort of seasickness patch. You can buy those on Amazon or go to a pharmacy. We don't usually wear them because we don't ever get seasick. When we first started cruising, we would always have a patch behind our ear, and you change them out like every 2 days. But it's best to put that in your system or get it in your system before you even get on the ship. That way, you kind of have something there before it happens. Now, I can tell you, I think a lot of new cruisers get paranoid about there being a chance of having rough seas. It really is not as common as you may think. Unless you are somebody that is just prone to motion sensitivity, it's really not bad. And I get a lot of new cruisers that'll say, yeah, I didn't even know we were on the water. So it just depends on the time of year that you're cruising. Usually the winter time is a bit rockier than even like hurricane season time. So also maybe consider the month that you are going to cruise, but there's no avoiding it. You just never know what the weather's going to be. But wear a patch, also pack non-drowsy like Dramamine. That way you can take that if you start feeling like you're going to get sick. Also, guest services usually will have some available. You can go there and ask for it because they'd rather give it to you free than have people vomiting all over the ship. So you can go there and ask. Also, green apples are a good thing to try. And they also have like ginger chews that you can pack to have in case that happens. So all righty. We have 85 people watching. Appreciate you guys being here. If you are just popping in, I am RacQuelle from MHFamilyAdventures, and this is our Monday Midday Cruise Q&A, where you just ask any cruise question you have, and I'll do my best to try to answer. While I have you guys all here, we have 91 watching. If you guys would mind taking just a quick second to make sure that you are subscribed to our channel. Before I logged in, I think we were 10 away from 29,000 subscribers. So I would love to end this live stream at 29,000 subscribers. So if you could double check, even if you think you're subscribed, if you wouldn't mind checking, because sometimes YouTube will unsubscribe people. And I've had a lot of people lately say, hey, I thought I was subscribed and I'm not anymore. A lot of times YouTube just unsubscribes people if you're not active or if you're not commenting or liking, things like that. So we greatly appreciate it. But if you are new here, welcome. We appreciate you guys being here. And if you're a channel member, also, thank you so much for being here. I can't see the channel member icons because I'm looking at a different platform. So appreciate you guys being here. Welcome in, Team Reese Travel. Speaking of channel members, appreciate you being here. Lucina, welcome in. Happy Monday to you. HB5, welcome in. Mickey's Adventures, Barbara. Let's see here. Um, Beauty Queen, welcome in. Yes, thank you so much, Mickey's Adventures. Says hit that thumbs up as you enter the chat. We appreciate that. Cassandra says, do you only earn free cruises from gambling? Honestly, pretty much. Pretty much. That is like a hot topic in the cruise streets about people that have like high loyalty statuses sometimes feel slighted because they'll hear about somebody that's a brand new cruiser, went to the casino, maybe gambled a little bit. Now they're getting free cruises, free suites. They're getting all kinds of free things. Yet I'm diamond with Carnival, and you can't get a free cruise. So unfortunately, it does seem that pretty much for most cruises, you're only going to get free cruises if you're gambling. Now, each cruise line is different as far as what will get you free cruises. And a lot of times it's not publicized, so you don't really know what's going to work, what's not. So it's trial and error. I can tell you this. A lot of our Carnival cruises, and guys, I'm always very transparent about things. A lot of our Carnival cruises are on casino rates. We don't always get free cruises, but we get really, really good discounted Carnival cruises. And it kind of started with Carnival Celebration back in June. I don't remember when. We do get some free cruises too. I don't know, maybe 2 years ago. I was with my sister Cheryl, went into the casino, and I said, you know what? I have $200 that I'm going to gamble with on this cruise. And I put the full $200 in, wind up winning several $100s, played part of it back. So every time I would win, I would put half of it back. And ever since then, I constantly get the free, like I don't get suites, I'll get free interior cabins, which I'm fine with. So it really just depends. I can tell you that I have an upcoming celebrity cruise in June. It was free. And I literally spent 80, I think it was $85 in the casino on my last, was it Silhouette? Um, I didn't plan to gamble, but I had a shore excursion that got canceled. And so Celebrity issued that back as onboard credit. And I was like, well, I was planning on spending that on an excursion anyways. Let me go gamble in the casino. I didn't add an extra dime in the slot. I didn't win anything. I think I might have played like upwards of 200 because it fed me a little bit. And when I came home, I had free cruises. So, and the free cruises could have been like Celebrity Beyond interior cabin. So it just varies. But yes, the only way is to gamble, unfortunately. Debbie says, have you cruised on MSC Seascape? I have not actually cruised on MSC Seascape, but I do have a full ship tour because that was actually my very first invitation as media. When MSC Seascape made it to New York, I received an invitation to come out and check out the ship. And so I was hosted for the day for media to just really check out the ship. So I did do a full cabin tour. I think I went live, not cabin tour, full ship tour, and I went live while I was on board, but didn't actually sail on it. I have sailed on the sister ship, MSC Seashore, though. Welcome in, Aaliyah. Appreciate you being here. Oh, Aaliyah says, I'm sad that Princess Star changed their inaugural sail dates. Yeah. And guys, I just found out about that about this today, but it sounds like it might have happened a couple weeks ago. So if you don't know, I was hosting a sail with me on the US inaugural sailing of Star Princess, which was scheduled for November 10th through the 15th. Well, I got wind that the inaugural dates change, and it's now November 7th through the 10th. So I sent an email to those that were part of my sale with me to see if they wanted to adjust to the 7th through the 10th. So yeah, so if you are interested in being on board Star Princess it's a weekend cruise, so it's going to attract a lot of new cruisers to Princess. It's a perfect opportunity to get on board. The pricing is right. Reach out to me if you'd like to get pricing to test out Star Princess. Now, it's not the very, very first sailing because it is going to be sailing out of the Mediterranean first. I think it has 2, maybe 3 sailings in the Mediterranean before it comes over to the US. So, and if you're curious about Princess Cruises, I was on board the Sun Princess for the inaugural sailing and have content on that. But yeah, Ali, I was sad and shocked by that too. But that's happening with a lot of inaugural sailings. Same thing happened with talking to Star, Royal Caribbean Star of the Seas. Same thing happened with that because the shipbuilders are getting ahead of schedule, and the cruise lines are like, if the ship is going to be delivered, earlier, we might as well make money off of it. So then they add these sailings. So unfortunately, it does happen, and it's happening more regularly now than it did in the past. Amy Akers, welcome in. Says, how do you go where the jitney goes in Nassau, and do they only take half? How do I know where they go? All right. So if you guys aren't familiar with what a jitney is, what Amy's referring to, a jitney is just a local bus. It's a very small bus, small van. And yes, they only take cash. They do take US dollars, or Bahamian dollars. And it's $1.50, I think, per person, or $2 per person each way. Usually it just kind of circles, and I think there is a map somewhere online. I kind of know where it goes because I do it often when I go to Nassau. Typically, there's different routes, and a lot of times you can ask when you get there to ask, if you're going to a certain resort, they'll tell you which number to get on to get to that resort. What I do is I go onto Google Maps and make sure that if I'm on, the number 6 jitney, that whenever it's time for me to get off, I kind of know where I need to signal to get off. I don't know if you go on Google Maps, because if you go on Google Maps, a lot of times it'll tell you the transit options if you're trying to like use public transportation. I don't know. That's something I'm going to have to research because I don't know if they show it for Bahamas or for Nassau. But yeah, pretty much I think there is a map somewhere online that kind of shows you the routes for the numbers. I just don't know where that is off the top of my head. But yes, they only take cash. And for me, the jitney buses are worth it because like we did Baja Mar Resort, and they were going to charge like $40 each way for our family, and we paid like $8 each way. So it definitely saves. Welcome in, Teresa. Says going to Greece in June. Yes. Are you going with Lynette and Stanley? No, Lynette and Stanley, they're going right after we go. Is it Addie and Terry maybe? But yeah, we'll be in Greece with the group in August. So super excited for that. Lucina says, can you take water onto Royal? I have a cruise in June. I have to drink a gallon a day as required by my doctor. Yeah. With Royal, you can take on 1 case of water per person or per cabin. 1 case, 1 12-pack case of water per cabin, I believe it is. They are one of the only cruise lines that will actually let you carry on water. Most of them will not. Um, Double check that though, because I know at one point some of the cruise lines were changing that because people were posting on TikTok that they were, opening them up, putting alcohol in them or what have you. But if your doctor is requiring that you drink water for a medical reason, you can talk to your travel advisor or contact Royal Caribbean, their guest access department. And if you provide them with a note from your doctor, they will allow you to carry on gallons of water. So, or they might allow you to not maybe not gallons, but they may allow you to take on extra water for that reason. So they also have the filtered water at the buffet and like at the Royal Promenade, things like that. So, but yeah, if you have doctor's orders for it, check with the guest access department and see if they're able to help you out there. Let's see here. Barbara Howard says, what is a good travel insurance? I've been answering this question, I think, every chit chat. What's good travel insurance for me may not be good travel insurance for you. That is a very subjective topic because what I'm willing to lose on my vacation, maybe someone else is not willing to lose. Um, as far as the best value, what I have found personally, and this is not me giving you professional advice, because you definitely want to read the fine print and see what the coverage levels are for the insurance that you're selecting. But Allianz has been our go-to because they offer a great value, especially for like the annual plans. And I feel like their turnaround customer service is a lot quicker than a lot of the others. So Allianz, it's ALLIANZ. Allianz is kind of our go-to, but you also have, of course, you can do the cruise lines insurance. Usually, you're going to get better coverage going third party because the cruise lines will have a cap at like 20,000 for medical coverage, 50,000 for medical evacuation. Whereas if you do Allianz, like I think my current policy, it might be 500,000 for emergency evacuation. So you get more coverage and possibly less money. Welcome in, Tiki Lynn. Appreciate you being here. Tammy Scott. It is St. Patrick's Day. We don't really celebrate that, but St. Patrick's Day, if you're wearing green, Joe Marie made sure she had on green today. So, yeah. Felicia Holmes says, yeah, $900 sounds like a steal for MSC. Yeah, and I'm going to post some of those deals that I've been finding on MSC. I think that'll be my Tuesday vlog. So, yeah. Ronnie, welcome in. Welcome in. Jaretha says, question, going to Greece in June for a cruise, where would be the best place for a hotel and how far is the cruise port in Athens? Okay, so good question. So for me, because I did go to Greece this past August, for me, the best place to stay was Monastiraki, because you can catch the train from the airport directly to Monastiraki Square. And that's Monastiraki, Monastiraki Square. And that is, especially if you're going to explore before you go on the cruise. Now, if you just plan to fly in the day before your cruise and get on the cruise ship, then you would want to stay near the cruise terminal near Piraeus Port. Piraeus or something like that. You'd want to stay near Piraeus Port. But if you plan to explore a couple of days before your cruise, Monastiraki is the perfect place because you are right there within walking distance to popular places such as the Parthenon and the Acropolis. You're right there on public transportation and beautiful neighborhood called Plaka, which is a touristy area where you can get shops and restaurants, things like that. And Monastiraki has a lot of shops, lots of restaurants and food there, and they have a lot of boutique hotels. So you're going to find that there's not a lot of like Holiday Inns there in that area. There are a lot of boutique hotels. Now, the place that I stayed at, I do have a video on it. It's called Lofus Bio Suites. It was a nice area. I just didn't like that you had to walk down an alley to access the hotel. But the hotel that our group is staying at, most of everyone in the group is staying at NLH Monastiraki, which they had some amazing rooms, so and reasonably priced. But yeah, I would definitely stay there. And then the cruise port to the airport is about an hour and 15 minutes. So definitely plan accordingly when you leave the cruise ship because it's about an hour and 15. And if there's traffic, it could be even longer. And then from the airport to Monastiraki, it was about 40 minutes because Monastiraki is 20 minutes to the cruise port. Welcome in, Shalonda. Appreciate you being here. Felicia Holmes, welcome and happy Monday to you. Um, Skylar, welcome in. Says, what cruise line would you recommend for cruising to Alaska? Well, the top ranked cruise lines for Alaska are Princess Cruises and Holland America. So it really depends on the vibe that you want. You have to understand that Princess Cruises and Holland America, they do tend to attract an older crowd, not as many families. You will find families on Alaska cruises, of course, because they are bucket list items, but it depends on the vibe. But if you're looking for the Alaskan experience where you're gonna probably get to like the Inside Passage, Glacier Bay, places like that, Princess Cruises Holland America have some of the best itineraries. They also offer cruise tours where you can like add on a stay. And like what is it, Denali Park, and you can, extend your cruise vacation. And they're the only two cruise lines that have the cruise tours. But if you're looking for, more family friendly cruise line, I honestly feel like you can't go wrong with any cruise line going to Alaska, because Alaska is all about the views and just the experience of being in Alaska. So you can't go wrong. Where Holland America and Princess are above the others is that they bring environmentalists on board. Carnival will do the same thing, because we cruised Carnival a couple years ago to Alaska. They'll do the same thing, but they do it a little bit better. Princess and Holland America, like Princess will bring the musher dogs on the ship. So people that either can't get off the ship, don't want to get off the ship, or maybe want to just experience that. Like they're going to bring people on board. They're going to have presentations on board about Alaska, about the wildlife, things like that. They're going to have someone narrating over, like when you go through Glacier Bay, they're going to be narrating what you're seeing in Glacier Bay. And if there's wildlife, they're going to kind of tell you where to go on the ship to spot it, things like that. So a little bit different. Um, but honestly, you can't go wrong Alaska for any cruise line. We cruised Carnival Splendor, had an amazing time. We are cruising Quantum of the Seas Alaska this June with a small group. So yeah, but Princess and Holland America are the top two. Keeling's Travel, thank you so much. Says that is correct. The higher you up, that you feel the motion. Absolutely. Um, HB5 says, what is your favorite small carnival ship? I sailed on the Sunrise before, and I'm sorry, this thing always cuts off with my caption there. And I think it said you like it. Yeah, Carnival Sunrise would be my my favorite small carnival ship. I sailed Carnival Sunrise 3 or 4 times. It's definitely my favorite. But I actually, we sailed Carnival Elation, which is one of the oldest in the fleet. I actually like that too. I just wish it had more food options. Kia De Niro says, going on MSC Seashore, any tips? I do have a full I have two vlog series on MSC Seashore. I have one where it was just a 2 day telling you what to expect on MSC Seashore, because I went on board for the 2 day sailing before our group cruise. We had like almost 150 people on our group cruise on MSC Seashore. So you'll see two separate vlogs. I would watch the 2 day option, because it's really walking you through how to cruise MSC, what to expect on MSC Seashore. No specific tips, you know, too much. I mean, they're all in the vlogs, but I would say if you're traveling with others, keep in mind they won't seat you if you all have different like packages. So if you have drink package and somebody traveling with you doesn't, they won't let you sit together. Um, yeah, there's really not a whole lot of food options outside of specialty dining. So I do recommend maybe doing some specialty dining. That's included. So they have the buffet, the main dining room. That's pretty standard across MSC, except for the new ships that are coming out, like MSC World America. But yeah, definitely check out those vlogs. I give a lot of information in the vlogs. Welcome in, How We Cruise. Appreciate you guys being here. Happy Monday to you. And welcome into the 134 people watching. I appreciate you being here for this Monday Midday Cruise Q&A. And if you are new here, I am RacQuelle from MHFamilyAdventures. And I go live on Mondays just to answer questions that you may have about cruising. I've been on 67 cruises since 2019. Do this now full time as the owner of Major Adventures Travel Agency, also as a cruise content creator. And so I just kind of cruise all the time. So, and I've been on pretty much all of the major cruise lines, and I can, guide you guys through, if you book through our agency, I can help you plan your cruise. And then I just go live on Monday so I can answer general questions, because I get a lot of questions on social media and YouTube, and I can't always answer those, because just trying to balance content creation, working with my clients, our personal travel, all of that, I can't always answer. I do my best to. So this is just a platform so that I can try to answer as many questions as possible. But I appreciate you guys all being here. Um, Michael says, yes, cruising out of New York, New Jersey, December through February are times when you're likely experience rough seas. Absolutely. And I think that's a misconception too. People feel like hurricane season is it? No, it's not. It's not. The rockiest time is going in the winter time. So you're going to find that it's a lot rougher. Welcome in, LF McKinley. Sorry, guys, I was finishing my lunch before I went live. HP5 said it was rough in January when I sailed. They had barf bags out. Yeah. Welcome in, Veronica, Felicia, Ronaldo, all of you guys watching from Facebook. I appreciate it. Rhonda says, love to finally make it live. Yes, appreciate you being here. Skylar just asked, did they go back? Hold on. I think it might have gone back. Cassandra says, oh, okay, I'm going to make my husband gamble. I mean, it's worth, I wouldn't, if you're not a gambler, I would not go in with a lot of money to gamble. But at one point, the rule of thumb was try to go into the casino at least once per day, because they weren't always looking at how much you were spending. They were looking at your frequency. There's so many different theories out there about the casino offers, but I would say maybe start going in, maybe put $20 in the slot, see what happens. Go on the next day. If you're not a gambler, test it out and see what happens. Because if anything, you may just get like half off another cruise or, what have you. So check it out. Also, status match. There are some cruise lines that offer casino status matches. Virgin Voyages, they do. So if you are someone that gambles with other cruise lines and you're a pretty high tier and you get free casino offers, you can contact Virgin Voyages. They do have casino status match. Holland America has casino status match. I think Royal Caribbean does as well. Margaritaville at Sea does. So check out some of those cruise lines that have the casino status match, because you may not have to gamble a whole lot. So once you get that free cruise with this cruise line, reach out to the others and see what they're willing to give you. Welcome in, Kim Davis. Says, I thought I missed it. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for being here. Living Life Blind, welcome in. Says, does your company book flights and cruises together? Looking to sail out of Miami, leaving from New Orleans. So unfortunately, our agency, I'm not gonna say unfortunately, our agency does not book flights. We only focus on cruises, excursions, transfers, hotels. That's really it. And there's a reason behind that. Two different reasons, and I'm always very transparent about it, and I like to be honest with people. One thing, flights are not commissionable. We get paid by booking cruises. We get paid through booking all of those other things that I mentioned. Flights are, my opinion, some of the biggest headaches. We started off helping people with flights. The issue is that the airlines require that travel agents contact them directly in the event of a cancellation or delay. And so we don't book flights because I'm constantly traveling. We are a small agency. Right now, it's just myself and my sister. I'm probably going to have to add on some more help soon, but with me constantly traveling, I don't ever want to put a client in the position where I'm out at sea and they're canceled or delayed, and I have to actually call the airline to make the change on their behalf, and I can't access the phone because I'm out at sea. So for that reason, we decided not to proceed with flights. Now, what I do is, if I have clients that are just so uncomfortable booking their own flights, I will send them options, do the research for them, and that way they can book it on their own. Because if you book it on your own, you can contact the airline on your own to make the changes. I just don't ever want to have someone stranded. So part of it is, yes, I don't want to book flights because I don't want anyone to be stranded, because I'm constantly traveling and I'm not going to cut back my travel to book flights. And also, it's just not commissionable, and flights require a lot of research. From when we were doing it, it's like one of those things where flights are very time sensitive. And so if you send a proposal to a client with flight options and they're not prepared to deposit that day or make their flight payment, it'll change by the next week or the next day. And then you're constantly going back and forth with flights. And it's more time than I have. Most of my clients, I would say 95% of my clients, either don't need a flight, book their own flights, whatever. I do have a small portion that just they feel more comfortable with me providing them with the options, and they'll book it on their own. Now, if you do want to add on the cruise lines flights, I will help with that, because I can contact the cruise lines from email without having to call, but it's just the airlines. And then honestly, airlines, if you call them, you're going to be a whole hour, 2 hours, and it's just not worth the money or not having commission to sit on hold for an hour to 2 hours to make a flight change. So that's why. But yeah, but if you book with the if you book with the cruise line, we can absolutely help. And if you are just someone that would feel more comfortable with someone providing you with options, we can absolutely do that. Denisha, welcome in. Welcome in says, have a wonderful week and thank you for all of your support. Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate you as well. Um, HB5 says, I wanted to win some cruises through gambling, but I heard that I have to gamble thousands of dollars in order to do so. No, I don't. I mean, I don't want to tell you that for sure you don't have to, but I can tell you that I personally have not. Like I said, Celebrity, I did $85, and now I'm literally like I've already booked my free cruise, and I still have offers for more free cruises. And all I paid, and I probably should have captured my folio or my statement from that cruise, because I went into this cruise saying I'm not spending a dime, and I only had to spend because they issued the refund for the excursion back as an onboard credit. And I was like, well, I'll go ahead and just gamble that in the casino. But I spent nothing more, didn't put any cash in it, and now I'm getting free cruises. They're interior cabins. I'll take it. So yeah, I think it depends on the cruise line. Um, let's see here. Sapphire123, welcome in, says, good afternoon. I remember you speaking about taking over an already booked cruise. I have a booking on MSC August 2025. I paid deposit, but it's been less than 60 days since. But yeah, guys, and I did share a video because I had questions about this. If you are someone who booked a cruise online, called in to book your cruise, and then you decide, I might need some extra help with this booking. I don't want to have to keep calling the cruise line myself, or I want somebody that has experience that can guide me with maybe some excursions, transfers, hotels, things like that. And you want to work with a travel advisor, or if you're just someone, because I get this a lot, I get people that just want to support Major Ventures Travel or support MHFamilyAdventures, and they say, hey, I booked this cruise. I don't need any help. I'm just going to transfer it to you, or can you book my cruise? You can transfer your cruises to your trusted travel advisor. Um, Depending on when you book. They can't be paid in full. And then certain cruise lines like MSC, it has to be within 60 days. So yes, there is a form for MSC. So if you would like to transfer, you could always send me an email and I can send you that form. MSC's process, MSC doesn't make any process easy. So their process could take up to 30 days to do a transfer. But as long as the email is dated within the 60-day, they'll transfer it in. Whereas other cruise lines, like I actually have 3 or 4 Carnival cruises I'm transferring today when I get off this. Carnival, I can just pick up the phone and they'll transfer it over the phone. Royal Caribbean Celebrity, it's a link and it's pretty quick. So yeah, so if you decide after you book a cruise online or over the phone, you can transfer it to a travel advisor if you choose. And doing so, you're going to get someone that has experience, someone that can help you with price monitoring and adjustments if there are, can double check to make sure that if you're going to be seasick, that you're in an appropriate cabin, make sure your cabin placement is okay, put in those special requests for you if you require gallons of water, or if you need some sort of special accommodation. So that would be the benefit. Otherwise, you're having to contact the cruise lines multiple times. You're having to contact the guest access departments. You're doing all of that on your own by not using a trusted travel advisor. Um, let's see here. Felicia says, how do you handle seasickness? I honestly don't get seasick. I've been seasick twice. Um, One was Alaska. And that is once you're crossing over into like the fjords, it can be pretty rocky. And didn't really get seasick, but I get sleepy. And so that happened. And then Margaritaville Sea Islander, there was actually a storm. And we all kind of got seasick, but not my seasickness is me just falling asleep. Like it literally makes me fall asleep. Um, so the kids, like whenever that happens, I'll make them put a patch on or, what have you, but we don't usually get seasick. I think we cruise so much now that we're just kind of used to it. Rochelle and Curtis, welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Let's see here. Lisa, welcome in. Says, that's awesome. I'm photographing hold on, let me see if I can move this icon. There we go. It's in the way. All right. My A wedding on my hubby's upcoming cruise was very last minute request in our sale day cruise on Facebook. I'll be using some of the money to play slots in the casino, praying it works out. Yeah. Well, good luck. Good luck. And you are a photographer. We might have to connect. If you cruise and I'm looking for a photographer or someone, because we have a couple of group cruises um that I would love to have someone take pictures. So we're going to be Carnival Conquest. Um for the one of the first sailings going to Celebration Key this summer, as well as our Greece trip. So I'm kind of looking around. But together we travel. Welcome and appreciate you being here. Ty Simp says, "Hi, RacQuelle. I finally caught alive. Will appreciate you being here." And guys, I'm just going to check real quick to see if we're at 29,000. So if you are just now popping in, I'm RacQuelle from MHFamilyAdventures, and we are. I go live every Monday for our Monday Midday Cruise Q&A to answer any cruise questions that you guys may have. Let's see if we hit 29,000, and we are so close to 29,000. We were before I connected. We're not there yet. I think we had 10 to go. So please double check that you're subscribed. We definitely appreciate the support. Our goal is to hit 50K subscribers by the end of this year. And I don't know if this is updating right, but all right, we'll see after the live. Is it Tamara says, was told you can't use a drink package on Celebration Key. What do you think? I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I personally don't like, I mean, I'm not a big drink package person. I will get it if the price is right or if the cruise line provides it, because sometimes I might get things like that in exchange for content. But I don't personally need to have the drink package. I personally, considering that other cruise lines like Royal Caribbean, they allow the drink package to be used at Perfect Day at Coco Cay. I don't understand why it can't be used at like Half Moon Cay or Princess Cay or Celebration Key. Um, I think that's something that Carnival really needs to reconsider, because people, I feel like they want to get people off the ships onto these destinations, but people are going to be hesitant because if I have, for instance, Half Moon Cay, it's a tender port. If I have the drink package on the ship, I don't want to have to deal with the hustle and bustle of getting on the tender, getting all the way to the island. Now I can't even drink. I'm just going to stay on the ship. And so I feel like they're doing themselves a disservice by not allowing that. But, you know, there's workarounds. So I would say, you know, so, and I share this with my group that's going on Carnival Conquest with us, because we're going to Half Moon Cay and Celebration Key. And I'm like, if you drink and, Carnival for the most part, I think their beers are on tap, but I was like, if you can get canned anything, put it in like a collapsible cooler, take it off with you. If you drink cocktails, if you don't get off first thing, grab a couple cocktails, put it in a big, thermos tumbler, ask for no ice, then you have drinks on the island. So, I mean, there's ways to work around it, but I do think that they should have that included. Yeah. I'm not a big drinker, but I kind of have a problem with that. And I also have a problem with the cost of things at Celebration Key. I don't know if you guys have checked out the prices for Celebration Key. This is something else you need to know about Celebration Key. Celebration Key, people think it's a separate island. It is not. It is actually in Grand Bahamas, which is Freeport. And so when you log into Carnival's website and you're looking up Celebration Key, it shows all of these excursions and things. And I've literally had clients and even people within our group cruise that, they've booked things and then they're like, I've said, that's not at Celebration Key. That's actually in Freeport. You're actually not going to be at the Celebration Key section. So be mindful of the excursions and things that you do book, because it may not be. Someone booked a snorkeling tour and they just thought it was Celebration Key, and it says Celebration Key on it, but it's not. It's actually away from where the Celebration Key is going to be, someplace else. So be mindful of that. And the prices are just crazy. Let's see here. Welcome in, Satin Jazz Lady. Appreciate you being here. Doretha says going with Addie and Terry. Okay, awesome. Sig the solo cruiser. Did I miss her? Welcome in, Sig. Appreciate you being here. HB5 says, I watched your luxury cruise video today. Nice footage. She did get some good footage. I'm super excited. And guys, if you don't know Cheryl from Sig the Solo Cruiser, she did post Explorer Journeys. That's a luxury line, and I'll give you a hint that I'll be on board soon. But she went on board Explorer 1, I believe it was, which is their first ship, and has some amazing content. If you are considering luxury line, check out her vlogs. She's also hosting a group cruise next April. I'm booked and I don't remember the dates, but it's in April. So reach out to Cheryl from Sig Cruiser. Let's see here. Just scrolling. PJ says, what about Carnival popping water? Can you bring it? Carnival, you cannot take on water, but you can take on one 12-pack of soda per person, or canned water. You cannot carry on like cases of water for Carnival, but you can carry on canned sodas. And I recommend when you're carrying on the canned sodas to put them in like a reusable grocery bag. Don't carry them. I can't tell you how many times I've been in a terminal on someone's cardboard bus. just take it out. They don't care if it's in the cardboard or not. You can put it in. And usually when we carry sodas on, we don't do it often, but when we do, like I'll carry sodas on for a long cruise. 7 night cruise, if I don't have a drink package, we will probably carry on at least 2 cases. We're not big soda drinkers, but for me, there's just certain foods that you have to have a little, soda carbonation with. And like Guy's Burger, I have to have a soda or something with. The lemonade just doesn't do it for me. So we will carry it on a longer cruise, but we always take them out of the case and we put them in the plastic reusable grocery bags because they're sturdy and you don't have to worry about things busting, and it's a lot easier to carry. Let's see here. Uh, new Grandma Gigi says, I'm going on Mexican Riviera cruise in July. What is some good advice? We actually did that same sailing. If you're talking about going to Cabo San Lucas, um, Mazatlan, and Puerto Vallarta, that we did that on Carnival Panorama last March, I think. Um, beautiful, beautiful destinations. The water is really, really cold over there, so even in July, it's going to be cold. Um, Cabo San Lucas planned for the tender port. It is a tender port, so consider your excursion times because you will have to actually tender over to the dock. Really nothing else. I mean, you can shop both areas. If you dock, I'm trying to think, where were we? Mazatlan? I can't even remember. No, Puerto Vallarta, there's the Walmart right across the street. I think that's where we went to Rio, I think. I can't remember, guys. There's so many, so many cruises. I just remember the water was cold. And then you had that tender port in Cabo. And also, if you are booking a Carnival excursion, pay attention to the time that they give you for Cabo because they buffer that. We learned that the hard way. It wasn't during that sailing, was another sailing, Firenze, I think. I was on it for Firenze, and they buffer the time for your shore excursion to give you time to get on the tender over. And so we literally waited an hour and a half for our tour. So be mindful of that as well. But nice, beautiful area. Personally, not my favorite because the water is not like Caribbean water. I like to be able to get in the water, snorkel, have crystal clear water, and it just wasn't that. But still, very nice to see. We had a good time. Not my favorite itinerary per se, though. Ronelda says going to Curacao, Ruben, Bonaire, November. Nice. That's awesome. Ingrid says happy Monday. With the guaranteed cabin, they assigned our cabin number right away. Any chance they will change it, or will it definitely be the one they assign? So a couple of things. This is where it might benefit using a travel advisor. So if you are assigned a guaranteed cabin right away, more than likely they're not going to change your cabin, but you can change your cabin. You can't change the cabin type, but if you ever try it, and I don't know if you call the cruise line if they'll change it, but for instance, I've had a lot of clients that have booked like guaranteed cabins on Royal Caribbean. And Royal Caribbean is really good about usually within a week of booking, they will assign your cabin number. So I'm very intentional to go back in to see where their cabin is located. So for instance, I literally just had 2 cabins a couple weeks ago. They booked the neighborhood balcony guaranteed, which means on the ships that have like Central Park, Boardwalk, what have you, if you book a neighborhood guarantee, you're either going to get Central Park or Boardwalk. And my client specifically said that they were hoping to get Boardwalk and they wanted to make sure they had one of the cabins all the way at the end. That way they could see the aqua show from their cabin. Well, they were ironically assigned both of their cabins boardwalk, but their boardwalk was like right at the front where you're not going to see the aqua show. So I was able to just go into the booking and I was able to keep them within boardwalk, didn't change pricing, and I was able to put them where they wanted by the aqua show. So if you are guaranteed the cruise line, they're not more than likely not going to change your cabin. But if you look at where your cabin is located, within that category, you may be able to call and have them change the location of that cabin as long as it's within that same price point. So again, having a travel advisor, you could easily, that's something that I monitor without my clients asking. And then I can just move you wherever within that category. HP5 says, I want to try MSC Seashore. Yeah, MSC Seashore is one of my favorite MSC ships. PJ says, how can I join your travel group? my travel group, like one of our group cruises? Or are you talking about our travel? Our travel agency is not hiring. I get a lot of questions on, are you hiring? We're not. We're a small family business. We are growing, and I probably will have to add on more, but it's going to be strictly a family business. So I get that asked a lot. If you're talking about joining like a group cruise, if you look on our website, majoradventurestravel.com, you'll see some of the group cruises that we have. I can tell you that right now we have Quantum of the Seas for June of this year. June 9th through the 16th, Alaska. We have a very small group on that cruise. We had quite a few people book, but then plans change, things happen. Then the next group cruise is going to be Carnival Conquest, July 21st through the 25th. That is going to Celebration Key and Half Moon Cay. Our next group cruise after that is is MSC World America for Christmas. And then next year we have Carnival Celebration, which is July 6th through the 13th, or July 5th through the 12th. I'm sorry. July 5th through the 12th, Carnival Celebration. And we have Assist Cruising Abroad, which is a girls' trip. I keep saying it because I cannot tell you how many emails I've gotten about, I want to get on this cruise with my boyfriend, husband, whoever. It is a girls' trip. And then somebody even asked me, how can you discriminate? Well, I'm not discriminating at you getting on the ship. You can get on the ship, but you just won't be involved with our activities. So, and you kind of have the right to do that. And there's a thing called girls' trip. There's no discrimination there. So yeah, so that cruise is happening on MSC World Europa, June 12th through the 19th, I think. I don't know how I remember all that. So yeah, and then we'll have some more group cruises planned for 2027. Amy says, on MSC, is it true the kids are not allowed in specialty dining restaurants? That's not true at all. Our kids always eat in the specialty dining restaurants. The thing with it is if your child is 12 and under, they have special menus that you can order from, and it's less. The cost is less, like maybe $12 per kid, but they have to order from that menu. So the challenge that we've had is that Joe Marie doesn't like kids menus. She likes to eat adult food. And so when you go in, if you have a child under 12, they'll tell you, well, if they're not going to order from the kids menu, pay the $12, then they're going to pay the regular fee. So that's what it is. But they are absolutely welcome in all the restaurants, even Yacht Club, if you're in the Yacht Club. Shaquina, welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Paula's Picks, welcome in. Appreciate you being here as well. Says happy Monday. Yeah. Thanks for the MSC videos. I wondered about that cruise line as a Royal fan. Yeah. Great value. I mean, you really can't beat the pricing. And I'm going to share some of the pricing tomorrow in a video. You really just can't beat it. I do anticipate that changing though, honestly, after World America. I think it's going to change, and the pricing has already gone up a lot. I had someone reach out a couple weeks ago about I think our group cruise on World America, and the pricing over a couple of months, like easily $1,200 more. So and if you are looking for MSC World America for Christmas, and you don't want to be part of our group cruise, but you just want to get on board, I do have a really good rate that includes drinks, Wi-Fi, and it's actually cheaper than the current rate you can book online that doesn't have drinks and Wi-Fi. So I think that's amazing. Sharon says, is the water cold or warm in the Caribbean right now? It's almost always going to be cool to warm. It's never really cold in the Caribbean, even when it's chillier. It's almost always. I can't do cold water, and pretty much I cruise year round and I can get in the Caribbean most of the time. There was only maybe once that I couldn't get in the water, and that was in February at Coco Cay. It was just way too cold outside, but the water it's usually cool to warm. Let's see here. Miss Penny says, I don't know if you answered this. Does NCL allow you to bring bottled water? Trying to save money. I don't think they do. Top of my head, I'm saying no. NCL is also a cruise line, and Sig the Solo Cruiser can tell you because she she experiences. If you carry on your own bottle of wine, they're going to charge you up front for that corkage fee. Most cruise lines will charge a corkage fee if you take your wine into the main dining room. NCL actually collects that in advance. So off the top of my head, I don't think NCL allows it, but NCL does have a water package that you can pre-purchase for your cabin. Thank you so much, Paula. I appreciate that. Says, don't forget to hit the thumbs up on this live Q&A. I appreciate that so much. HB5 says, I want to join Major Adventures Travel when it's time to expand. Yeah, I just, we really are trying to keep it in the family. That is the plan. Hence the name is Major Adventures. That is my maiden name. So that's our plan. So we do appreciate, I do get random questions asking that. Howie Cruz says, amen with flights. Yes. And they are also travel advisors. So yeah. HB5 says, so do they email the offers for free cruises? They do. Sometimes, like Carnival, they may put it in your cabin the last night of the cruise, just saying that, hey, you've earned a free cruise. They'll email it, but not always. So I've had some clients that have opted out of emails. They don't realize that they do this, but they've opted out of emails for certain cruise lines, so they don't get them. So I say just make it a routine. So like once a month, check your like Carnival VIFP account or your deals tab to see if they're there. You can also, sorry, I got to take a drink. You can also call the cruise line and say, hey, I was in the casino. I earned so many points, or I played X dollars. I'm just checking to see if I can get a casino deal. I did this with Royal Caribbean, and they sent me 25% off a cruise. I have a very low tier as far as casino for Royal. I don't get free cruises on Royal. I think I did actually get one email offer that I missed, and it was like a 2-week window. But after I called them, they sent me 25% off my next cruise. So you can try to call and after you gambled. And I just said, hey, I was on, I think this time it was Utopia of the Seas. I said, hey, I was just on Utopia of the Seas. Didn't win anything, but I gambled a couple $100 and I have X points. But do I get anything for that? They really want to try to get you on board. So whatever they can do, they're going to try to entice you. They did send me 25% off. I can't guarantee that's always going to happen, but yeah. Uh, let's see. Paula's pick says casino offers are emailed. Yep, they're emailed. But again, if you've opted out of emails, some people do that and don't realize it, then you won't get them. Rhonda says, do we send you an email to get the transfer started? Yes, that would be helpful. If you could send an email, guys. Email is almost always, and I had just sent someone a message prior to this. When you leave a comment on social media or send me a message I get so many DMs on social media, so many comments on social media that I can't respond to them all, or sometimes I might honestly respond and forget to go back. So email is always best because I can organize that better and I can make sure I follow up. So email's best. You can send me an email and I'll let you know what you need to transfer. I may not respond till tomorrow because today's my day off. So, but I haven't been off at all today. T's Cruises, welcome in. T's Cruises and Lifestyle, welcome in. Good afternoon. Enjoy your content. Is there a cruise line that has cabins for solo travelers? Yes. NCL is probably one of the best for solo travelers in terms of having a certain number of solo cabins on pretty much all of their ships. They do have some, like their newer ships, like Aqua, that's coming out, which I will be on next month. Prima, some of their newer ships, they have actual studio cabins and they have like a studio lounge. Virgin Voyages has solo cabins as well. Pretty much all of them. Princess has some ships that have solo cabins, but they're kind of hard to find. But as far as like solo pricing, true solo pricing, it would be Virgin Voyages, NCL, Royal Caribbean. Sometimes you can find studio cabins that are true solo pricing, so not the double occupancy. You are not going to find it with Carnival. You're not going to find it with a lot of Royal Caribbean ships, but some of their ships will have solo cabins. Celebrity, some will have some of their studio cabins with solo pricing. So yeah, those are some of the main ones that I'm thinking of. But Carnival, never. Unfortunately, it's always going to be double occupancy with Carnival. Welcome in, Anna Q. Appreciate you popping in on your lunch break. Thanks for being here. Elephant Killing says, I can attest, Travel Advisor can advise you on where you are booking on a ship. She reminded me not to book a cabin. Yes, and I appreciate you being a client. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, Paula's picture. You're helping out a lot in this chat. I appreciate that. Talking about Norwegian, the Solo Lounge. Thank you so much. Welcome in, Tracy F. Appreciate you being here. Kelly Angel Tony, welcome in. Let's see. I think we're getting down to the bottom of the chat. If you have any last minute questions, feel free to drop those. Now, I will not be live next Monday. I do actually have a trip with Andrew. Andrew, if you guys don't know, Andrew is our son who has autism. He's in a work program currently, and his spring break is different than Dice and Joe Marie's. So we are going to be doing an adventure that's not a cruise. um, so, well, it might be part cruise. Just stay tuned for that. But um, yeah, so I won't be live next Monday for the cruise Q&A, but I will be live the following Monday. I think I have one scheduled for Monday, but I'm going to cancel that. So make sure you set the alert for the following Monday. And we will be live tomorrow for our cruise, our Tuesday cruise chit chat. Chit Chat Tuesday. We haven't done that in a few weeks, but we will be live tomorrow, and we'll have guest visitor, one of our channel members, Jocelyn from Allen Family Adventures, just chatting with us about cruising. Tennille says, thanks so much for all of the updated videos. Our family follows faithfully. Well, we appreciate that. Sailing in April. My husband and I celebrating our 20th anniversary. Congratulations. She says OH, and I'm going to say IO. Yes. Congratulations to you guys. All right. I'm just scrolling to see. Let's see. Ingrid says, we booked through you. I think our guaranteed interior cabin is in a good spot. Awesome. 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 Michelle says, your favorite 3 to 4 night cruise? I liked MSC Seashore. That was a 3 night cruise. That was really nice. I don't do a whole lot of three night cruises. Actually, the Celebrity Silhouette that I was on, was that 3 or 4 nights? That was really nice. I think MSC, honestly, because of the price point. Like, you can literally get a 3 night MSC cruise for $300. You really can, for 2 people in an interior cabin. Again, I think those prices are going to increase. So for me, the price I pay might dictate how I like the cruise. So if I can pay a couple $100 for a cruise and go, it's an amazing cruise. Like, really, there's nothing that can go wrong because I'm on a cruise ship. Miss Beaches, welcome in. Says, I love watching you and your family. Enjoy life. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Let's see here. Sensational says, how's the hike from MCO to Cape Canaveral? I looked into the shuttle that you recommended, but my flight comes in at 4 p.m. and I didn't see any times after 12:30. Yeah, so Cruise Control Transportation, they only provide shuttle to and from the cruise ship. So 12:30 is the latest because that's usually like one of the later embarkation times. So you're not going to use Cruise Control to get to your hotel or get to Port Canaveral after, like, in the afternoon, because they literally only operate the morning and the afternoon, shuttling back and forth from the airport to the cruise terminal to get people off the ship to the airport, people from the airport back to the ship. So that's not what their purpose is. But I mean, you could easily Uber. There are other shuttle options. I just don't know them off the top of my head. Cruise Control is one of our partners, and that's who I recommend for those getting on their cruise or getting off their cruise. Sometimes you can Uber cheaper than getting like a shuttle that'll take you to your Cape Canaveral hotel. So maybe look at the cost of an Uber or a Lyft to do that. But there are, I just don't know them off the top of my head. So yeah, so Cruise Control, they just get you to and from the cruise ship. Sig the Solo Cruiser says, FYI, the $15 bottle corkage fee applies if you don't have the NCL drink package. Oh, thank you. She said, which I did not, and why I brought the allowed bottle of wine. That is good to know. So yeah, so they're charging a corkage fee. Toya says, what's the best hotel to stay in Athens for a cruise? I've only been to Athens once. We're going back again this year. Again, Monastiraki area. It depends on what you're doing. Some people will fly in. I personally would never fly into Athens the day before the cruise and think I'm going to be acclimated to, for us, a 7-hour time difference. So like for our group cruise, we're going to be down there 2 days before the cruise. So if you have time to explore and you want to be in a walkable area, Monastiraki would be great. Our group is staying at NLH Monastiraki. Great price, looks like great rooms, great reviews. Right there, like 3-minute walk from the train station. So everything is right there. I stayed at Lofus Bio Suites, which is a weird name, but it was a very clean accommodation. It's very cheap. I think I paid $100 a day for it. But as far as the best hotel, I really don't. I can't say that because I've only been there once. Miss Beaches says, if you book a Carnival cruise and then receive a better offer on the same cruise via email, can you switch cabins for the cheaper offer? A lot of times you don't even have to switch cabins. You can just call your travel advisor, call Carnival if it's before final payment, and you can say, hey, I have a better offer. Can you adjust the pricing? So that's when you would consider a price adjustment. Now, you have to consider that some offers will have fine print that will say valid on new bookings only. And Carnival has really been sticking to that, particularly with like casino deals. I've had some clients that have received really nice casino deals after they're already booked, and then they want to change out. Sometimes like the system glitches and I can change it on my own. There's been a couple of times where I've gone to the casino department and they would say, oh, we can't apply that because it says for new bookings only. So it depends on the offer that you're getting. And then if you're after final payment, you probably can't change more than likely you can't change the offer. But yeah, that's usually when you notice the price change, price drop, and you can have it adjusted. And welcome into the 148 watching. I appreciate you guys being here. Please be sure to hit that like button for us. Let me see if we're at 29,000 subscribers because we were so close before this chat. And if we can't get 10 subscribers out of all these people watching, I'm not going to say that's shameful because we appreciate you guys being here. You're not the shameful ones. It's the ones who aren't here. Nope, we're still a couple away. Let's see. If you aren't subscribed, please check and see if you're subscribed. We would appreciate if we could, before I shut off today, if we're at 29,000 subscribers, we would greatly appreciate that. But you know what's probably going on? Anytime I say that we're close to going, to getting a number, there's trolls, guys. There's a lot of trolls on social media. You guys probably don't realize this if you're not on social media, but there's been a couple times where, like, I think when we hit 10,000 subscribers, I was waiting until we got right at 10,000, and I screenshot it and I posted immediately. And I was like, oh, we hit 10K, we're 10,000 subscribers. Literally, like a minute after I posted that, I went and we were like at 9,997. I'm like, assholes. Like, why would you do that? So, but people do that. So that might be what's happening too. Because I can't believe that we didn't get 10 or whatever it was, 12, I think, within this time frame. But this people do that, unfortunately. But Lady D, welcome and welcome in. Howie Cruises. I hope to meet Andrew one day. Yes. We'll have to, yeah. I met Brian and Julie on Norwegian Prima, I think. Yeah, that was a while ago. So yeah, we haven't cruised together since, which is funny because you guys cruise a lot, and I don't think I've ever run into you guys on a cruise since. Uh Mojo says thoughts on rental car to Port Canaveral. Um, you can find cheap with budget. There is a budget location that is trying to think of the address. I think it's Airport Boulevard. Is it Airport? It's either Airport or Astronaut. Uh, it's Airport or Astronaut. That's it's probably Astronaut because of Cape Canaveral. There's a budget that you can do one way from MCO there, but just check the pricing because sometimes the one way rentals are not cheaper than if you just Ubered. But I have done that before where we picked up from budget and dropped off there. But you have to be mindful too because when you go on the budget website, they're going to pop up two Cape Canaveral options. One of them will say cruise. If you go to the one that doesn't say cruise, then the pricing's different. And I learned that the hard way. And the lady at Budget told me that if you select the cruise option, because they're thinking you're doing the cruise option because it's one. If it's still the same, it's been probably a year since that happened. They said if you do the cruise option, they know that you're doing a one way and you're taking a cruise, so it's like slightly discounted than if you just select the other one. So I don't know if that's still helpful. Um, is it Isabel says, or is it Black? What do you get with the RA experience on MSC, and how different is it from Yacht Club? Thank you for all you do. Well, thank you for being here. RA experience is very different from Yacht Club. So RA experience is not what it used to be. RA experience used to include like drinks and Wi-Fi. It no longer does that. So ARIA is pretty much going to give you like exclusive cabin as far as like the location, not even really a better cabin. It's going to be maybe a different decor in the cabin. It's going to be truly midship on decks that you're not going to have like issues with noise. So they're in prime locations, but pretty much a balcony area is going to look like a regular balcony. But it might have like instead of brown interior, it might be like green. Um, and then you get access to the top 19, top 18 solarium. I don't know why it's called that. Solarium, which varies by ships. Some ships, it's literally just a deck that sits above like the other decks that just has lounge chairs. But if you go on some of the newer ships, the Aria deck is nicer. They might have a couple jacuzzis. They usually have a bar. They'll have somebody there, monitoring that you're actually Aria. that's really it. Oh, and you get anytime dining with Aria. So so they'll have a separate dining room for you where you don't have to select a dining time. But you have to be careful that if you book Aria and you're traveling with others and they don't have Aria, they cannot dine with you. They will sometimes allow you to dine in their dining room, but they can't come to your dining room. And then I think you also get like a bottle of sparkling wine and maybe some chocolates. But if you have a high loyalty status, you're going to get that anyways. Yacht Club, the cabins are exclusive. They're more expensive. They're larger. They're nicer. You get a butler, and the butler literally will get you from embarkation. They will take you to your cabin. Now, I have not experienced this yet. I will soon. But they will literally guide you to your cabin. They will unpack your suitcase if you allow them. I would never do that. But some people do. They will unpack your suitcase, get you organized in the cabin. They will help you plan excursions. They will literally walk you to the shore excursion pickup point. They'll be there when you get there. So you have a butler that's like there. You have concierge, you have a yacht club restaurant that you go to for dinner. And then you have the yacht club deck, which will have some have like a smaller pool, jacuzzis, nice area. So yeah, so two totally different experiences. Aria is just, and I don't know why MSC has the tiers. Aria is just going to get you midship cabin, the bottle of sparkling wine, and then the Aria deck and anytime dining. Tamara says, can you upgrade a free offer? Yeah, usually. Usually, if it's a like a casino deal, what I've learned from casino deals, if you get like I got free interior, so I'll be on I think Celebrity Reflection, and I got a free interior, and I just paid. My sister's going with me. I think I paid like $200 for the taxes and fees. And I asked them, could I upgrade to a balcony? And it was going to be like $800. So for me, that's not worth it. But if they would have said, oh, yeah, another $100 per person, we can upgrade you to a balcony, I would have done it. But we're going to be in an interior cabin. So sometimes it's not worth. Sometimes they might try to just give you a slight discount on the regular price if you have a free offer. So usually it's best to keep the free offer. But you probably won't get upgrade offers. So like, you can bid on them. You won't get that. Matthew, welcome in, says, I'm trying to do an MSC cruise. Well, definitely reach out, Matthew. I'd love to help you plan your MSC cruise. Let's see. Chrissy says, if my Voyager number isn't listed on linked to my MSC booking, can you link that, or do I call the cruise line? I did book my vacation through you. Yeah, send me an email because sometimes the names on the screen don't match the actual people. Send me an email. I can definitely look into that for you. If you, now this is the thing. MSC, like I said, their back office is not the most efficient. If you cruise MSC before, usually they should automatically generate a Voyager's number. They don't always do that. And I've had a lot of clients, some that were on our group cruise that cruise MSC. Most of the people on our group cruise sailed MSC for the first time. And then they rebooked because they had such a good time, but then they didn't have a Voyager's number. And the Voyager's number is important because you can get a 5% discount depending on when you book the cruise. You might even be able to get $50 onboard credit depending on when you book the cruise and the length of the cruise. And then you get your Voyager's perks. So they don't always populate. So if I did book you and if there's not a Voyager's number, it was because the system is showing that you've never cruised MSC. So what happens is that you have to email the Voyagers, whatever the MSC Voyagers email, which I can help get you through that. And they'll have to locate your previous booking, verify that, then they create the Voyager's number and they attach that booking. It's another process. So yeah, so it's like random. Sometimes they assign it, sometimes they don't. So if it's not listed, it's because they're showing you as not linked, or maybe it was created after you made your booking. Landon C, welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Carol says, we just did Mardi Gras. I hope you had a great time. Oh, hold on. I think it went all the way back to the top. Hold on. I was like, these are... Sorry, it scrolled all the way back up. All right, I am going to be wrapping this up. But I appreciate you guys all being here. The next vlog series will be... what is the next vlog series? MSC Virtuosa out of Martinique. That is going to be the next vlog that comes out. I did that in January or February. I have to look to see what month it is. January, February, I was on MSC Virtuosa out of Martinique. Took me to some amazing places, so I'm super excited to share that content. Carol, that's where I was. She says, we just did the Mardi Gras last week and used cruise control for the transportation. Corey was really nice and we use your discount code. Yeah, absolutely. Love Corey and his team. Dennis says, welcome in, Dennis. Says another great option to Cape Canaveral's Goport, and they are good price. We paid about $25 per person. That was 3 years ago. Yeah, Goport, it's now $30 per person. Goport, I would always choose cruise control over Goport. Goport would be a backup. My issue with Goport is that they have a passenger van that's or a bus that's like 60 people, and they usually won't leave until it's full. So, like for us, I always book early flights. I need to be able to get to where I'm going and not have to sit and wait for the bus to fill up. And then they'll make multiple stops as well. So, especially like dropping off to the cruise ship, or they might even pick up multiple stops there too. But yeah, GoPort is an option, but I don't know. Does GoPort? I don't think GoPort transports outside of. Like I think they do transport to the hotels if you book a GoPort hotel package, but I don't think that they just like if you get a flight at 4 p.m. I don't think they pick up and then take you to Cape Canaveral. I think it's still within that embarkation disembarkation time frame. I think, but I don't really book GoPort. Um, John says, are you planning to cruise on World America and will it be bigger than Icon? It will not be bigger than Icon. And yes, I will be on board World America in less than a month. I was invited on board the media sailing. So I'll be on board April 9th. And I do have a live stream set up already on YouTube where I'm going to be going live around 11:30 on April 9th to do a complete ship tour. So you want to make sure you turn the notification bell on for that because I'm going to walk the entire ship live. And I'm also going to have a full ship tour available within a couple of days of that sailing. So yes, we were invited on board the media sailing. And I'll also be on World America the for Christmas. I was booked on the inaugural, but you have to consider you have to be business minded with this. And once I got the invite from MSC, knowing that I was already going to be back on MSC World America in December, decided to pass on the inaugural. So I'm not on board 10 days. And I have another cruise in that place. So um Howie Cruise says so much love, gotta love the trolls. Yeah. Yeah. In my cruising era, Melina says, hello, hey, how do I get a Marriott TA rate? Someone said to ask you. Marriott TA rates are my favorite. That's probably one of my favorite perks. You have to actually do their training. So there's a training on there's actual training. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up. It's their fantastic rate, and I literally just booked one yesterday. It's probably my favorite perk because we love Marriott's. Yeah, you have to go to the travelagents.marriott.com website, and there's it says fantastic benefits. The graduate exclusive, you have to actually do the training. So, and you have to renew it every year to keep that perk. But it's amazing because you can stay at any Marriott, well, the properties that are available. Deeply discounted. Like I'm talking like $50, $60 per night on hotels that are easily $300. But they don't always have availability and you have to wait till probably like a month or two before you need to stay to go to see what's available. And yeah, but love Marriott. Theodora says, hi, Ricole, both of my grands travel free on MSC with one adult. No. Just like with any cruise line, and the kids sell free. I don't know if that's still going on with MSC. It kind of comes and goes. And it's not on all sailings, it's select sailings. So just like with any cruise line, the first two guests are full price, and then anyone after that that's a child will be discounted or free. Now, MSC does offer discounts for anyone that's under 17 and under, you get a discount. So if you're pricing MSC, if you were to just go online and put two adults, it's going to give you one price. And then if you put an adult and a child, it's going to give you a different price. It'll be slightly discounted because of the child. They're one of the only cruise lines that does that. So I do love that. So they'll be discounted, but they won't be free if the kids sale free offer is available. Welcome in, Regina. I appreciate you being here. Gerald says, what is a good itinerary for Thanksgiving? Wherever you want to go. Wherever you want to go. We did Thanksgiving on Carnival Magic last year, the year before, and we went to Grand Turk, Princess K. I don't remember. Where did we go? St. Thomas? I honestly can't tell you. I don't remember. But yeah, pretty much anywhere. I mean, for me, if it's a 7-day cruise, I would want 4 ports. So I would always try to find a itinerary that has 4 ports, but really it depends on where you want to go. You can pretty much go anywhere at Thanksgiving on a cruise. There's a lot of options available. But if you are looking to book a Thanksgiving cruise, feel free to reach out. And anybody watching, if you're looking to book a cruise, feel free to reach out to Major Adventures Travel. We would love to help you. Welcome in, Fabian from Germany. Appreciate you being here. Welcome in, David Smith. Any cruise giveaway? We did give away a cruise when we hit 10K. I don't know if you guys remember that. We gave away a cruise on board MSC Seashore for our group cruise. Maybe if we get to 50K. Maybe if we get to 50K. Lady D says, how do I change my travel agent? Um, well, first off, let me just say this because I support all travel advisors, all travel agents, and I'm not really in the business of taking business from other travel agents. But if it's a personal reason that you're just looking to get out of, working with a travel agent, you just talk to that travel agent and ask what the process is. If you're booked with a travel agent, you can't transfer your booking to another travel agent. That's just a rule that most cruise lines have. And me personally, like, I don't like, because I've had a couple people to do that, to say, hey, I want to give you my booking for my travel agent. And that turns me off. I just don't, because I wouldn't want someone to do me like that. But if you have a personal problem with me, you want to transfer it out, I'm going to send it away anyways. But, I want to be mindful of, you know, the profession. And so that's just not something that I do. But if you have personal, qualms with whoever you're working with, what have you, you can ask them to release it back to the cruise line, but the cruise line will not release it to another travel agent, or it's a harder process to get it transferred from one travel agent to another. So that's not usually how that works. But I'm always open to work with anyone, but the people that are like comparing travel agents, or, oh, my travel agent gave me this price, I respond with, unfortunately I'm not able to assist because I'm not going to be comparing pricing between agencies or agents, or it's just not my style. um Fun times with Ray and Nancy says, can't wait to see your live stream on World America. Yes, I can't wait. I'm super excited for that. My sister Regina, who is my new partner in crime, she is the other cruise advisor with our agency. She'll be on board with me. So Jess says, just got off Mardi Gras on Saturday and booked Goport. We had to wait 30 minutes for the shuttle bus, which put us almost an hour behind. Yes, that's why I personally don't. If you ever ask me what do I recommend for Port Canaveral, I will never say Goport, and that's the reason why. Um, if you aren't rushed to get to the airport, then that would work. I just personally, cruise control, they'll be there, or I'll just Uber. I'll Uber before I get on GoPort. Welcome in, my cruising family. Appreciate you being here. All right, I think we're down at the end of the chat. John H says, will you be sailing on NCL Aqua? Yes, I will be next month. Guys, next month is going to be very busy. I don't know. I'm trying to make sure if I announce all this to channel members before I share it out. Because channel members, they do get first access to things. I just have to make sure I shared my travel plans. I can't remember, so I'm not going to say. But yes, yes, next month is going to be 4 cruises, I think. So I'm kind of resting up right now. Miss Beaches says, I heard. Oh yes, Royal Caribbean's offering free shuttles to and from Port of Miami. Yes, yes, they are. Um, that communication has not been sent to travel advisors, or at least I haven't received anything, but that is happening because I've had clients. So it sounds like Royal Caribbean is emailing clients directly about this because of MSC World America's terminal, because they're preparing for World America. Where that terminal is located, it's causing a lot of traffic with all the other terminals. Things are getting backed up. If you guys are familiar with the way the port is set up in Miami, it's causing a lot of issues and people are missing their flights. And so Royal Caribbean, as far as I know, is the only one that has been proactive in trying to resolve it by limiting the number of cars coming into the terminal. And so, yes, they are offering free shuttles to and from the port of Miami. I don't know if they're offering it for everyone. So the ones that my clients that reached out to me, they happen to have booked the that's how I found out. They booked the shuttles and they got a notification that they were going to be refunded because now they're offering it free. So I don't know what that process looks like. If there's any other travel advisor in the chat, I didn't get notification from Royal Caribbean, like direct notification about it, but I've heard it from clients. But yes, they are. And they're the only one. Ooh, are we at the bottom of the chat? I think we are. Oh, Lady D says for further bookings. Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. You can. I mean, it's always your decision whether you're going to work with a travel advisor or not. You don't have to work. Some people don't. A travel advisor is not for everyone, and I have had to tell some people this. Like, if you are someone that needs complete control, you don't need to work with a travel advisor. You just don't. If you are someone that checks the price of your cruise every single day and you want like that immediate, like, oh, I saw it went down. And guys, I'm going to say this. I had a client I had to, you call it fire a client, which I don't do. But I had to do it once. There was a $2 price drop. By the time I got it, within 2 hours of seeing the notification, it was gone. And it was all kind of this and that or whatever. A travel agent is not on call, if that makes sense. Meaning, if you see something immediately, you message, it's going to happen immediately. Usually for me, I respond quickly. Like I'm on email, I'm on text, I respond as quickly as I can. But there are times where, like with any business, 24, 48 hours, it might take some time. With inquiries right now, because of the number we're getting, our response time is within 5 business days. So if you're somebody that you need to book now, you may not, working with a travel advisor may not work for you because you want to book it right now at this very moment. I may not be available at this very moment. I would love to have more clients where I'm ready to book this now, but I have to make sure that I'm following things in a process and inquiries in the order received, things like that. And so a travel advisor is not, and I always talk about using a travel advisor, but there are people that sometimes are better off not using a travel advisor because they just want to. I've had clients that, if you work with a travel advisor, the travel advisor makes payments on your behalf. And so if you are somebody that wants to, constantly make small payments, which is fine, and you want to do it on your own terms, you may want to just have access yourself and you can go on the Carnival's website and do it yourself. So you have to ask yourself, am I the type of person that wants a travel advisor? And then there are some people that they like I said, they just want to support. So they say, hey, book me. They don't really want any support planning excursions or anything like that. They just want to support. Because, guys, what you don't understand is, regardless, you don't pay more using a travel advisor. And that is another misconception. People think travel advisors get paid commission. And if I use a travel advisor, the cruise cost is higher because I'm paying a commission. You are not. The price you see online is the price we have. Sometimes our price is better because we may get group rates or things like that. The cruise line pays us commission. When you book with the cruise line, there's still commission built into that price, but guess who keeps that commission? The billion-dollar cruise lines, instead of the hardworking small businesses, travel agencies, that can provide you with hands-on experience, firsthand experience, that type of expertise rather than a call center that's reading from a script. So just know that you're not paying more because you're using a travel agent. There's a commission built in regardless of where or how you book. So you have to ask yourself, would I rather support a small business or would I rather give that back to these billion-dollar companies? So sorry, I went off on a tangent. uh, um, to Mama, what do you say? It says, okay. I'm not going to read that comment out loud. I'll put it here on the screen. But if you smell like it getting on the ship, they may pull you aside. So when you return to the ship and you have to go back through customs and security getting on the ship, and this actually happened, it went viral last month or the month before, where there was an incident where a younger girl and her friend, they had their cabin searched. It was actually on TikTok, I think. They had their cabin searched because MSC, I think it was MSC, suspected that they had marijuana or what have you, because they smelled it when they passed by. So they didn't know what was happening. No one said anything to them as they walked through security. But as soon as they boarded the ship, it was like, I think they said that they were told they couldn't go to their cabin or they were at the buffet or something strange. They were at the buffet and then someone came and got them and said they had to search their cabin. So they went looking for it. So I wouldn't chance walking anywhere smelling like that because there's a chance if they suspect that it's you or even the person behind you, somebody might be searched and that's really not necessary. So I would hold off. Regina says, I did not know about the free shuttles. Yeah, they are. I don't know the details of it. So Regina is also a travel advisor. And guys, I always say, and I will call out those who are travel advisors in the chat, because there's a travel advisor for everyone. I may not be for you. You may not be for me. You may not be for Regina. Regina may not be for you. Get what I'm saying? So I believe what's for me is for me. And so I have no problem saying that, oh, here's a travel advisor, what have you. But yeah, Regina doesn't know about it. So more than likely, Royal Caribbean did not share that out with travel advisors, because yeah, I had no clue until a client told me. That's my husband. He said, you told me that I needed to find another travel advisor. I might have said that to him. I wouldn't say that to y'all, but I might say that to my husband. Roro says, I will be cruising 2026. Hope to meet your family and watch your videos all the time. Yeah, well, if you see me on board, definitely make sure you stop and speak. We would love to. Anna says, I only book with TAs for group cruises because I'm the 2 a.m. excursion booking, weekly payment type, and that's a lot of emailing. Yeah, and that's fine. That is perfectly fine. Now, like, I don't mind setting up auto pay and doing this now, whatever. But there are some people that just are like so type A and very like to micromanage every single move, every single thing. And I get it, it's your vacation or whatever. But if you're the type that I emailed you at 8 a.m. and by 8:15 you didn't respond, that doesn't work. I can tell you that I'm extremely responsive, but there are days where things are overwhelmed because my queue is so long that I may not respond until 24 hours. So, um, yeah, so it doesn't work for everybody. And that is perfectly okay. Some people are okay to book online. Some people are okay to call in. Really, for me, most of my clients are people that initially were new cruisers, and I attract a lot of new cruisers or a budget conscious cruisers. And so they're looking for, budget conscious deals and things like that, family cruising. And initially, it might have been me having to help guide, this is what embarkation looks like. This is, just kind of walking them through that. And then once they have it, they continue to come back to book. And I don't really have to offer that type of support, but they're supporting me by booking through our agency. Two Mama says, sober week for me, it is. Yeah. You don't want to take a chance. You don't want to take a chance. And then if you're in another country, you're detained there, it's not worth it, because they will take you off the ship. If you are docked and let's say they go search your cabin and they find something, it's not like we're going to put you in the jail, because there is a jail on board. We're not going to put you in the jail cell and get you back to Miami. They're going to put you off the ship right there. In fact, if you watch my Carnival Horizon, but I can't remember if I mentioned it, it happened on Carnival Horizon when I was in Jamaica. And there was a family in front of me, and they like couple were crying and they were talking, and apparently one of the younger teens had it on board or what have you, and got put off the ship. And then they were like, they didn't have money to fly home, they didn't have money, this and that. And how the jails work there and what they may charge you with there may look a lot different than the US. It's just not worth it. Anna says, yeah, they will most definitely pull you aside. And on Carnival, the dog will sniff too. And they do have dogs on Carnival. So, Carla says, even after the crisis, the TA can be helpful. I had an excursion that was awful, supposed to be 6 hours, and we never made it to location. TA got my money back. Yeah. So and TAs our job is to advocate, to do what we can to help, first let's make your vacation good. And if there are issues, we are your first point of contact to try to help resolve those things. Like I've had clients that have had situations with bed bugs that I was able to help get compensation for, or excursion mishaps, things like that. So it's a lot easier to have somebody else advocating for you, especially if we already have that connection and relationship with the cruise lines or the excursion providers, things like that. It sometimes is a lot. It's more helpful. Um, let's see. Mickey's Adventure says, I found out about the free shuttles from a cruiser too. So yeah, they haven't made it public knowledge. I think if you're cruising soon, they're sharing that, but they have not shared with travel advisors. Keisha H, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Says I was worried about getting back on the ship after visiting Junkanoo Beach in Nassau. It was way too cloudy for me. That is funny. So yeah, they smell it. They might think it's you. And I think that's what happened in this viral moment. The two girls, they didn't have anything on them. I'm pretty sure it was MSC. They didn't have anything on them, but it may have been somebody that was either before or after them that smelled strong, and they thought it was them. Um, Fun times with Ray Nancy says, yeah, just respect the laws. Absolutely. Beauty Queen says we're going to block Ron. Right, right. All right, guys. Oh, I went a half hour over. So yeah, I have to get out of here because I do have today, like I said, it's my day off, but it's never really. But again, I won't be live next Monday for the cruise Q&A. I do appreciate you guys all being here. Let me check to see if we are at 29,000 subscribers because I just don't. And like I said, I keep talking about it and then it doesn't happen. Nope. We are two away. Two away. It'll happen today. So stay tuned for that. I won't announce it till we're at like 29,015 or something like that. But appreciate you guys all being here. Next vlog will be MSC Virtuosa out of Martinique. That will be a probably 6-part series. If you missed my MH Fam by Land and Sea with me in Rio de Janeiro and then hopping on board MSC Orchestra for a quick cruise, I thought that was a pretty good series. Had a good time in Rio for the most part. And then I think after that, I have to think of which series is next. But we do have quite a few cruises coming up. The next family cruise, though, guys, and this is the thing, we are a family channel, and it's kind of turned with me now doing this full time. A lot of it's solo. I don't think our next family cruise with everyone will be until June, until Alaska. So we will be back as an MH fam in Alaska, but I think I have individual trips with each kid before then. So stay tuned for that. But again, I appreciate you all being here. And if you aren't subscribed after you exit out and you realize you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. We would love to have you guys along for the ride. If you're looking to book a cruise, plan your cruise, feel free to reach out to Major Adventures Travel. We would love to help you. And I think that is it. So again, thanks for being here. And we will see you guys 2 weeks from today for Monday midday cruise Q&A, and tomorrow night for our Tuesday chit chat Tuesdays. I can't even say it because I haven't done it in a while. So our chit chat Tuesdays tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll see you guys then. Take care.